Welcome all, Power Hour. Let's begin. We'll start in mountain pose, everybody. Good to see you. On our kind of a pre-fall day, yeah? Just take your time, just make your way up to standing, starting in mountain pose. And of course, we like to start with breath as an opportunity to just get settled in, to continue your arrival here, to really settle into the space. So your first few breaths might be just full inhales, really filling up your lungs, maybe an audible exhale through the mouth, and just feel how your body just softens, settles. Again, nice full breath in, and the exhale. Wonderful. And just continue with your pace of breath. Noticing how breath is moving through your body. At the same time, just paying attention to how you feel, what your body might be needing from your practice today. We'll be doing a variety of just some twisting, some leg stretching. And of course, as you listen to your own body through this practice, move in the way that you need to move. Choose poses that your body would appreciate, and certainly modify any poses that I'm offering today. So again, nice full breath in, filling up your lungs. And to engage the abdominal lock, we exhale, draw belly button in towards spine, just a light pull. Awareness of your center, like connection to inner body. The inhale, breath rising, filling up your lungs. The exhale, creating the lock, that light engagement of the abdominal muscles, providing support and strength, helping you to stand here in stillness. That sensation will also help you move through your practice. Let's take 3 more breaths here, preparing our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. So we're hinging at the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Just take your time. As you fold, your belly might touch your thighs. Your fingers might reach the ground. If they don't, maybe the hands rest at your shins. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs so you can rise up halfway to a tabletop posture. On the exhale, stay here or slowly slide back down. Pausing at any point. You don't have to go all the way down, but if you happen to go all the way into the forward fold, feel that release, that heaviness in the body as gravity draws you downward. And notice how that affects your body. The stretch in your hamstrings, the curvature of the spine, the lengthening of the whole torso. Maybe your arms are just hanging beneath you. Maybe just kind of shake them out or circle the shoulders. Even a gentle movement with your head. Nod yes, shake your head no. And just be aware if there's any tension or tightness or even some soreness in your body. With breath and movement, can you help relieve those sensations? 2 more breaths here. Let's return to a halfway lift. So we'll just slide the hands up to the shins or knees, rising up halfway, and just settle in, being sure your feet feel solid on the ground, soft knees, lengthen torso. Again, that tabletop posture. Notice how the legs feel engaged here to help hold you in place. Now shifting your weight into your heels, bend your knees to lower your hips like you're sitting down. Let's lift the upper body, then extend your arms out and up as you inhale. Again, a stretch touching the ceiling. And exhale, you can bring your palms together down to your heart or arms down to your side, either one. Just a pause. Let's do that same sequence, just making it flow at your own pace. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up, another nice stretch. Exhale, lead with heart, fold forward, soft knees, guiding your way down. Yeah, taking your time. Inhale, rise up halfway, slide the hands up the legs, crown leads you forward for that full extension. The exhale, either stay here or again, slowly slide back down, partially or all the way. Then shifting weight into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, let's reverse that swan dive, coming all the way back up. Reach a little higher as you're able. Wonderful. Exhale, hands to heart or arms down to your side. Another pause right here. Continue this connection to breath, how you feel. Continuing with our sun salute. Inhale, reaching into the air. Good energy in your hands and fingers. Exhale, fold forward. Just making your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway or feel that extended spine to the flat back. The exhale, fold. Bend your knees more so you can reach the ground with both hands. Walk or step or even hop the feet back to plank pose. Just pause in plank for a moment so you can feel the length in the body, feel the strength in your body here. We'll take a breath in. On the exhale, bend your knees slightly and send your hips up into the air as your head and chest sink between the arms as you move into down dog. Make any adjustments with your body, perhaps your feet, your hands, just get them in the right spot, just to help you settle into your pose. You can just hold here or add movement here. Maybe pedal the feet, pressing one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. So you can feel perhaps a stretch in your toes. Notice the sensation in the soles of your feet, in your heels. Notice your ankles, calves, all these points that we perhaps don't always pay attention to. Let your knees bend, hips shift side to side. And yes, if your hands or shoulders get fatigued, just come down to your knees. Take the weight off of your hands. From here, take a nice full breath in, once again filling up your lungs. Exhale, engaging your core. Bend your knees, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat to your forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Again, your crown leads forward. Exhale, refold back down. That same weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Coming all the way up, reaching high. This exhale, take chair pose or a chair-like position. So sitting back and down, you can stay up high, or if it feels okay, sitting down a little deeper. Nice outstretched arms. We're moving here. Breathe in. And the exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Let's continue. Inhale, rise up halfway, long spine, flat back. Yes. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, hands to the mat. Walk, step, or hop your feet back, plank pose. Again, just a brief pause. The first time we took a shortcut to down dog, you're welcome to do that again here. Or with your exhale, finish your push-up with the option of sending knees to the floor first, then your chest. Find a back bend. It might start out low, like a cobra or locust pose, or feel free to move into upward facing dog. And the exhale guiding your body into downward facing dog. So whatever sequence you take will always meet here. Adjusting your feet and hands, settling in. Let's add a lunge. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat or behind the right hand. Once you've landed, turn left heel to the floor. Strong connection, shifting the weight back into that foot so your hands are light enough to rise up into warrior one. Let's hold here. Reach high, lunge low. Feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. Left leg spiraling open, little hip flexor stretch. We'll breathe in. Exhale, close the lid of the box as you fold. Hands to the floor, slide right foot back to meet the other. Take the shortcut to down dog or complete the full vinyasa or flow to get you to down dog. So that might be chaturanga dandasana, up dog, into downward facing dog. Switching it up any way you'd like. Other side, inhale, extending left leg into the air. And exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth, shifting weight to that foot, light hands. Take your time as you make that transition. Rising into the air, we'll hold. Keep reaching, keep lunging. Opening up around the belt line, just above the belt line, upper thigh, hip flexor. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge and fold. Return to the earth, both hands. Left foot steps back, finishing your vinyasa. Changing it up if you'd like. Adding things, subtracting things. Meeting in down dog. Let's go for our second lunge here. Inhale, extend right leg up again. Let's open the hip, bend your right knee, bring heel down towards backside, a little lift of the knee. So you feel a little turn or a twist in the spine. Notice where that's showing up for you. It's a nice hip opener here. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, step through. Back to a warrior one. Right foot forward. Left heel to the earth behind you. Find your center and balance. Rising up. And your exhale opening towards the windows or left side of the room. Arms come down to parallel, warrior two. Yes, good. Adjusting the feet so you feel solid, balanced. There you go. Right knee and toes are pointing forward. Even check. Look at your body. Where are you? Right knee and toes pointing forward. Arms parallel to the floor. Side angle pose. Let's reach forward, angled upper body, and rotate. Yes, the arms reach down, reach up. I tend to stay up high, but you can also go down lower if that feels good to you. We're going to send this left hand overhead a little bit, reaching through your fingertips towards the front of the room, just to feel some length through the left side of the body. Perfectly fine if that elbow needs to bend. Just one more breath here, but we're staying in the pose. But now bring the left hand down behind you to low back. And open up through the chest by rolling the left shoulder back. Maybe a couple circles. 1, 2, maybe 3 times. And then hold it back on that third one as if you're just really trying to open your heart space towards the left side of the room. Yes. Even feel how the torso and spine get a little longer. Let's re-extend the left hand up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, turn and fold. Hands return to the earth. Very nice, you guys. Sliding the right foot back into plank pose. Finishing your sequence as you like. Just meeting in down dog. Preparing for the other side. No rush. Whenever you're ready to move, and inhale to extend left leg up into the air, starting with a straight leg. And then we bend the knee, bring the heel down towards backside, just a slight lift of the knee so you feel something in the hip flexor, a little opening, slight rotation in the spine. Hands are still pressing strongly into the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind from that rotation. Step left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth. Grounding, balancing, rising to warrior one. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Adjusting your feet, settling in, checking in. Look at your body. How are your feet? How are your knees? Long, tall torso, outstretched arms, active fingers. Yes, follow the left arm forward, angled upper body, rotate. Yeah, stay up high. You can rest your hand or your forearm on the thigh. That works nicely. Reaching up initially. And then sending right hand overhead, reaching through your fingertips actively towards this front wall to get the stretch through the right side of your body. We're bringing the right hand down behind to low back or even just your right hip. A couple of circles, maybe 3 circles with that shoulder if you've got some mobility there. Yes, getting into that joint, getting into that socket. And then hold that shoulder back to open up through chest. Long torso. Inhale to re-extend right hand up into the air. Exhale, we'll turn and fold. Return to the earth with the hand slide left foot back. Plank pose. Again, just completing the series as you like. Perhaps Chaturanga Dandasana. That's the bottom of the push-up. Inhale to a back bend. Cobra, locust, back or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold for a moment in down dog. Feel the lengthening through the torso. Let's make our way to the earth. Bend your knees. Come down to your knees. Grab a strap. Just have it nearby. So then take a seat. With the legs extended out front here. Actually, let's do this. We're going to have the strap nearby, sit in the center of your mat, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. Draw knees into chest. We're going to start with the back bend. We'll start with bridge, and we'll do another leg stretch in a moment. So you might start with hugging the knees in toward your body. A nice opportunity to reconnect to your breathing. Even a little massage for your back and hips, even your feet, your ankles, toes. And then getting ready for our bridge, planting the feet into the ground. Inhale to fill your lungs. Exhale through your mouth. And then peel away from the floor, lifting the hips off the ground. As you continue to lift, notice the changes in the body. Thighs, hamstrings, glutes. And the opening of the chest. And to get more of that opening in the upper body, you might rock your upper body left and right several times to get your shoulders underneath you. Support your upper body by bending elbows. Arms are at 90 degrees, pressing the backs of your arms down into the ground just to lift and open and support the upper body. With these next 2 breaths, notice all these sensations. Very active pose. And then start to soften. Wiggle the feet forward a little bit. We're just making space so we can get out of this back bend. Extend your arms straight up into the air. And then roll your way down. Once you've landed, extend your legs out front and reach your arms behind you. A nice active stretch. We're going to do some leg work here using the strap. Grab your strap and we're going to work with the right leg first. So draw the right knee in towards chest, wrapping the strap around the sole of the foot. And if you're not using a strap, maybe you can reach up and grab a big toe or just hold on to the back of your leg. And then go ahead and extend the leg up. Now your leg does not have to be absolutely straight, perfectly fine to have a bend in the knee. And your foot doesn't have to reach straight up towards the ceiling. Maybe it's kind of forward at an angle. Wherever you feel the stretch is correct. And making sure as you're kind of diving into this pose that you're not overstretching. Because we're going to be here for a bit. And so we don't want to overstress the body. There is a sensation, you don't have to force it, but there is a sensation of sending maybe your foot over your head towards the back of the room. So you feel that stretch or lengthening or space creation, perhaps in the back of the leg, or just notice where you have sensation. Okay, here's the next move. Maybe holding on to your strap with your right hand, slowly start taking your right leg out to the right side. Bend that right elbow and bring that elbow to the floor. That way you'll have a little bit more control of the strap in your hand and in your foot. Now the leg gets heavy as it goes out to the side. You might find your left side starting to lift up off the floor. We're going to try to minimize that by maybe activating the left leg by flexing the foot. Even extend your left arm out to the left side. Just create a counterbalance as this right leg gets heavy and goes out to the side. So it's getting a little inner leg stretch here. Good. Two more breaths. After that second breath, let's bring that leg back up to center, up towards the ceiling. Switch hands on the strap. We're still working with this leg. We're going to take this leg across the midline towards the left side of the room. But before you do that, place right hand on your hip with the intention of trying to plug that hip down into the floor. So now as you send this right foot over towards the left side, that hip stays on the ground. Okay? Because once it lifts, it changes the pose. You turn it into a twist. So we're not twisting just yet. This is trying to work a little stretch sensation through the outer leg, kind of a stretch in the IT band. Now for some, this might be quite significant. Others, you may not feel this at all. Either case, it's a good stretch. 2 more breaths here. Come back up to center, bend the knee, and release the strap. Go ahead and extend the leg out front. Come to Shavasana for a moment, just so that all this can rest. The leg, the hips, your back, your arms. Take a couple deep breaths, just as you did at the beginning of your practice. Kind of a deactivation of the body before we reactivate, working the other side. So no rush, but when you feel ready, we'll start working with the left leg. We'll bend the knee, draw the knee into chest, get the strap around the foot, and then extend the leg straight up, or just up and out. Again, a bend in the knee or a leg coming forward is fine, just as long as you feel what you need or want to feel in the leg. Good use of breath for support, strength, and that space creation. You're sending your foot or your toes over your head towards the wall behind you, but again, but not forcing that sensation. Let's slowly start taking the left leg out to the left side. Bend the elbow so you can get that elbow quickly to the floor to help support that leg as it goes out to the side. As it gets heavy on that side, notice if the right side of your body starts to lift off the ground, minimize that by flexing the right foot to activate that leg and maybe extending right arm out to the right side. So you stay relatively flat on the ground rather than turning towards that left side or left leg. Two more breaths. Let's bring this leg back up to center. We're going to switch hands on the strap. Getting the left hand on your hip, plug the hip down into the floor and start crossing the midline with this left leg. For me, it doesn't take much to get the sensation of a stretch through the left side, but it might be a little bit more for you. You might even need to maneuver the leg. It might need to go forward, away from you, or towards you, just to get the sensation of some kind of lengthening or stretch down through the outside portion of your left leg. 2 more breaths. We'll come back up to center. We're now complete. We'll bend the knee, release the strap, set it to the side, return to Shavasana to deactivate. Take a breath or 2 or 3. Feeling everything soften, relax, letting go. We're going to make our way up to seated so we can move into boat pose. So you're welcome to draw knees into chest. You can rock your way up to seated or roll to one side and press yourself up to seated. Taking your time, we're just going to make our way to boat pose. You know the posture. Now I'm going to keep my boat pose here. Okay, but you're certainly welcome to lean back, lifting the feet. But you can start here if you'd like. Heels on the ground, feet flex, bent knees, hold on. Feel the fully extended spine. Inhale to get that length. Exhale maybe through the mouth, lean back. And of course, the farther back you lean, more tension you create. So this is going to be the end of my pose, but you certainly can keep leaning back until the feet feel light. They can lift, you can extend, you can free the hands. I'm going to come back here. Just being in that spot that works best for you at this moment. Engaging core, good breathing. 2 more breaths. Just feeling that strength. Yeah, stabilizing the body. We'll take a third inhale, ready to move. Exhale, cross legs, maybe hands in front if you can. Rolling over those cross legs. Hop or step the feet back, plank. Or just swing those legs around to the back end, plank pose. Strong straight line. We'll take a shortcut to down dog. Take advantage of the pose, lengthening through the torso. A new set of lunges here. Inhale, extend right leg up, keep it straight. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to high lunge now. Keeping the left heel lifted, shifting the body weight back for balance, and then when you're ready, rising up. We'll start in the high lunge right here. Just like Warrior One, you want to reach up, lunge low. The deeper the lunge, more sensation you'll perhaps create here. So you can even go a little lower or a wider stance going deeper. You just really depends. Okay, we're going to rise up, straightening this front leg. Pivot left heel to the floor, turn sideways towards the windows. Arms come down to parallel. We're ready for triangle pose. Now if your feet are too far apart, you can always bring feet closer together. That's fine for a triangle. And then reach out over the right leg. Rotate the arms. So nice straight legs here to get another hamstring stretch, working the hips. Perfectly fine to feel like your hips or your bum is pushing back towards the hallway just a little bit, because that'll create a bit more space, allowing you to kind of slide down the leg towards the ankle perhaps with the right hand without compromising the pose. But if that's too far, you can always come back up. Good extensions through the body. Okay, we're going to bend the right knee for leverage. We're going to come back up through Warrior Two. Reverse your warrior, reaching into the air, straight up or forward or slightly behind you for a nice side stretch. I usually put my left hand on my hip for a little extra support, especially if I'm reaching back behind. Okay, big cartwheel or windmill out of the pose, around and down to the floor in front. Both hands slide right foot back, plank pose. Pause for realignment. Another shortcut to downward facing dog. Long spine. Adjust the feet and hands for the full arrival. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back. Keep it straight. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. Find your center, light hands, rising when you're ready. Choosing how deep you want this lunge. High reach, low lunge, maybe lower if you want to go a little lower. Okay. We're going to rise up, straightening this front leg. Pivot right heel to the floor. You'll turn sideways. Arms come down to parallel. Set up for triangle. Changing the distance between the feet if you need to. And then reaching up past the left set of toes. Rotate the arms. There we are. Triangle. Straight left leg to get into that hamstring. Working the hips as well. And again, pushing the hips back towards the windows just a little bit. So you maybe slide down a little bit more. Again, not forcing these poses. Active breathing to support the posture. Bending the left knee, lunging, nice leverage to come up out of this pose, pass through Warrior Two into a reversed warrior, reaching up. Maybe slightly behind, making sure this left knee is still bent. You're lunging forward as you're reaching up and away from that knee. Yeah, opening up through the side of your body. Good. And here's our cartwheel out of the pose, around and down to the floor with the hands. Slide left foot back, plank, hold for a moment, and perhaps complete the full vinyasa here. Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Let's return to a standing position. Nice full breath in. On the exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. There's our forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, elongating through the spine. Exhale, fold again. Maybe a complete release. Take a peek between your knees, looking at the wall behind you. Then shift weight into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, let's come back up to standing, reaching high. Another big stretch. Exhale, arms down to your side. Very nice. Good. Check in with your body. Breathe, move. How do you feel? We're going to do a side bend and a twist in our standing pose. Start with the side bend. We're going to take both arms out and up. At the exhale, interlace your fingers with the index fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Next, inhale, just reach up, point up, and exhale, just a little tip to the right side, just enough until you start to feel a stretch through the left side of your body. You don't have to go too far. Here's some other options. What you could do is start to take this left hip way out to the left side, really reach more through the hands to counter, and for a little extra credit, challenge, maybe lifting this right foot out and then back down, just to kind of play with that balance. We're going to come right back up. Release fingers, take chair pose, bring hands to heart center. This will help relax the shoulders. Inhale, elongate through spine. Exhale, twist to the right now. Okay, just like the side bend, you don't have to twist too far. Okay. Making sure, or it feels like you are just sitting in a chair, you're glued to the chair, it's not, so your hips don't move, and just turn your upper body like you're going to turn to look out the door. Yes, just like that, perfect. Inhale here. Exhale, unwind, hands on thighs, just hold here so the spine can realign. Push into thighs to help you stand. Free the hands, reach out and up. Let's do the second side bend. Bring fingers together, interlace, index fingers pointing up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, a soft bend to the left, just enough until you feel a light stretch on the right side. You can stay just like this. If you want more, send the hips over to the right. Keep reaching with the fingers, countering, maybe lifting that left foot just for a little challenge. Kind of getting into that outer leg there again. Back down. Let's inhale, come back up. Exhale, release fingers, sit back into chair pose, hands to heart center. Inhale, elongate through spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Same thing, glued to the chair, just a mild rotation of upper body. I typically say, just turn until you just naturally stop. And that's the end of the pose. Don't really need to go much further than that for an effective position. Here we go. Breathe in right here. On the exhale, unwind, hands on thighs. Feel the spine realign. From here, we're sliding down the legs to a forward fold. Release head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, monkey, that's the halfway lift. So hands to shins, elongate through spine. Exhale, fold all the way down. Hands to the floor, hop or step back. Plank pose, come down if you want to here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, any variation of movement to get you to down dog. Big flow here. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. Unwind, step through, back to warrior one. Left heel plants into the earth, find your center, rise up, hinging from hips. Exhale, opening warrior two, maybe a wider stance right away. Side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms, send left hand overhead, reach through fingertips. Reach, inhale. Listen. On the exhale, we'll turn, fold, bring your hands to the floor, slide or sweep the right foot back and up into down dog. So right leg re-extends into the air, keep it straight. High lunge, right foot to the top of the mat. Shifting the weight back. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Here, once we're tall, we're going to rise up, straightening this front leg, prep for triangle. Pivot, turn, arms to parallel. Reach out over that right leg. Rotate here. Okay, we're going to add something in a moment, so we'll take a few breaths in triangle. Okay, bend your right knee, come back to warrior two, stay in warrior two. Okay, re-extend the right leg, turn your right foot so your toes, all 10 toes are facing the same direction here. We're in a little star shape. Let's inhale, reach out with the arms. Exhale, bend your knees, engage your core, and fold. Yes, fold, bring fingertips perhaps to the floor. Okay. Settling in, adjust your stance. If your feet are too far apart, bring them in a little closer. If you want them farther apart, just kind of heel toe them out. Noticing these sensations. We're going to fold, so you might feel this in your back, but of course we're affecting the legs, inner legs, outer legs, hamstrings. We're going to add a twist here. Rise up to fingertips to help elongate through spine. Hold here. Keep the left hand or fingers on the floor, right underneath your face, basically. Extend your right arm out to the right side. Inhale. Then on the exhale, turn to your right until you naturally stop. Now, what you could do to go a little deeper, take this left hand, which is directly down, just take it a step towards your right foot, and then that might allow you to rotate a tiny bit more, but don't force it. Inhale here. On the exhale, just bring this right hand back down, unwinding. Stay here. Turn. You're going to bend the right knee and turn that right foot and toes towards the front of the mat. Walk your hands over to this right foot here. We're going to return to a warrior one. So make sure your back foot is in a good spot. Rise up, warrior one. And then just close immediately. Hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Hold for a second. Then finish your vinyasa. All right, same sequence, other side. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back, bend and twist. Unwinding, stepping through warrior one, sat up. Right heel to the earth, find your center, rise when you're ready. Yes, exhale, opening, warrior two. Adjusting feet, side angle, reach out, tip it over, rotate the arms, follow right hand overhead, reach, good extension. Let's hold for a moment. There it is, breathe in. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor, slide or sweep the left foot back and right back up into the air. You'll return to down dog, straight line. Left foot to the top of the mat now for high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. Find your center. Take your time with these transitions. Rising. Find it, feel it, and then rise up out of it. Straightening that left leg, pivot right heel to the floor, turn sideways, arms to parallel. We're ready for triangle. Adjust the feet if need be. Yeah, reach out, tip it over. We'll hold again. Getting all these nice extensions, lengthening, stretch, open. Okay, adding on. Bend that left knee for leverage to come up. Pause at warrior two. Re-lengthen the left leg. Turn that foot so all 10 toes are facing the same direction. Here's our star shape. Inhale, reach out, get tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees just to protect your back as you fold. And just melt your way down, all the way down. Release your head and neck. Adjusting your foot positioning if you want to take the feet out a little wider. If you want to add other movements, please do so here before we get into that twist. Maybe a little lunge side to side. Even taking the hands maybe behind you, interlace fingers just to get into the shoulders and back. Let's get ready for our twist. So we're going to rise to fingertips. Inhale to elongate through spine. Exhale to hold. Let's keep the right hand or fingers on the floor. Extend left arm out to your left side. Inhale for more length. Exhale, rotate to your left. Stopping naturally. Maybe taking this right hand a step towards left foot to allow you to maybe rotate a tiny bit more. Notice where this is all showing up. If this left arm gets a little tired, you can just bring that hand down behind you, perhaps. Inhale, and exhale to unwind. All right, bend that left knee so you can spin or turn that left foot forward. Walk your hands over to that front foot. Adjust the back foot so we're ready for a warrior one. When you're ready, inhale, just rise up. Just a nice reopening here. And exhale, fold. Hands return to the earth. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Come on down. Meet in down dog. We're going to add a pigeon pose here. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open. Maybe open up a bit more if you're able. Unwind, we're going to send right knee to the floor behind the right wrist. Angle that right leg, maybe about 45 degrees. We're setting the left knee onto the floor. Use left knee and toes to crawl back. It's that same idea of finding that balance. So your hands are a little bit lighter, taking that pressure off the hands. But you're adding more sensation in the hips. We'll inhale if you're still tall, extend the spine, and then exhale, crawl forward. Now, if this is too much for the knee or hip, you can always flip over onto your back. Cross right leg or right ankle over left knee or thigh for a reclining pigeon pose. Noticing the sensations here. We have the length in left leg, getting into that left hip flexor. Of course, we have the right knee bent underneath us, so aware of those sensations. Maybe an inner leg stretch. I also feel this in my outer hip, glute area. These are just areas that I tend to get tight. And if you want, let's add a twist to this pose. But you might need to lift up just a little bit. Extend your right arm forward, but keep the hand on the floor, kind of to support yourself. Because you're going to take your left arm, thread it underneath or behind this right arm. If you can, gently bring that left shoulder to the ground. Right arm reaching behind you. I'm bringing in a block for a little headrest. This is an option. Another option is that king pigeon where you rise up. Lift the torso and bend the left knee, bringing it towards your body, and you reach back with the free hand. Good. 3 more breaths. If you're in that twist, you're getting at least your right hand to the floor so you can lift Unthread to unwind. Lift up a bit. Let's all sit off to the right side. Let's bring left leg around to the front. Cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet touching. Heels can be close, but they can also be farther away. Holding onto the feet, ankles or shins. Nice and tall initially. Hinge forward slightly. We're going to change this in a moment. But let's just take that forward fold that we commonly do when we're in this posture, just to get more into the inner legs. Let's even make this a little bit more dynamic if you want. Let's rise up, nice and tall. Free your hands, bring your hands behind you. Fingers pointing away, but hands kind of close to the body. So you can push down into the floor. Feel the shoulders pull back, chest opens, chin lifts. As you push down into the floor, feel as if you are lifting the torso. It's a slight rise, perhaps out of the pelvis that might allow the hips to fall open more. Stay here or actually lift the hips up off the ground. Even send the pelvis down towards your heels. Even create more of a back bend here, just to make it more dynamic if you want. One more breath. And we'll come back to the seat. Boat pose. We're leaning back, bring the knees together. You can do the modified version, keeping heels on the floor, or float the feet into the air. Wherever you are, you do want to have a long torso. So be aware if you're rounded in your back, lift, lengthen, breathe. Blow it out of the mouth. So you can feel the air leave the belly, feel the contraction. We're going to inhale, we're moving. Exhale, maybe cross legs, hands in front or to the side. So you can just unravel the legs, get the feet and legs back behind you, plank pose. Complete your series as you'd like. We'll do the other side. So it's our pigeon pose with the optional twist. Inhale, extending left leg into the air. Bend and twist. Maybe a little bit more of an opening as if you're going to move into wild thing. We're not. Unwind. Gently set left knee onto the floor behind the left wrist with an angled leg. Right knee comes to the floor. Use right knee and toes. Crawl back. Get the weight off the hands. More settled into the hips at a place that's comfortable. If you're still tall right here, inhale and lengthen. Exhale, crawl forward, sending your heart forward. Elbows and forearms come down to the ground. And just settle in. And again, if this is a little bit too much or you have a limited amount of time in this posture, because that can also be the case, come out of the pose, maybe flip onto your back. Crossing left ankle over right thigh for the reclining pigeon option. That king pigeon, if you were to move into that pose, just use your hands to lift up. This is just another option here. Bend that right knee, bring heel towards backside. If you want more of a twist, maybe taking left hand behind to catch, or you can bring right hand back to grab the foot. That's one option, or do what we did earlier if you want to do that. Lifting a little bit, extend left arm forward, keeping the hand on the floor for support. Free right arm, thread it. Shoulder coming down to the ground. Taking this left hand up and maybe even behind you. Resting your head on the floor or bring in a block if you have it nearby. Now, if this might be a little bit too much for the joints like your knee or ankle, then you may want to soften this pose or come out of this twist. Try another option or just stay in the regular pigeon pose. Let's take 3 more breaths. You're in this rotation. Let's bring this left arm around to the front. Press it into the earth so you can lift, unthread. Lifting the upper body, sit off to the left side. Let's bring this right leg around to the front. Sitting up tall initially. Start to hinge forward. Maybe starting with an extended spine, straight as can be. And then maybe just feel the melting sensation. Lower your chin, let the back round, and then fold a little deeper. Again, we're not going to hold this too long. We're just coming to this familiar pose. Taking 3 more breaths. If your back is rounded, let's lift the chin, looking forward, out past the front edge of your mat to help lengthen spine, and then hinge from hips, rising up to the regular seated position. Okay, we're going to lie back down, so make sure you have space behind you. Support your way down onto your back. Draw knees into chest. Maybe another massage here. Reconnect to your breath. Place your feet on the floor. Hopefully there's a block nearby. I didn't have you set one up, but have a block nearby. Grab your block. Once you've got it, press feet into the floor, lift your hips just high enough to get your block underneath you. Just sit on the block. And then extend the legs straight up into the air. At first, you'll just feel the natural activation of the legs and feet to keep them suspended in the air. And then you might loosen the feet so you can circle the ankles in both directions. Flex your feet, point your toes, even wiggle your toes if you can. Kind of similar to what we did on the floor with the strap, let's take both legs out to the side. Okay, so we can get back into that inner leg stretch. And we kind of did this when we did that wide-legged forward fold. Try this with me. So the legs are wide here. Bend your knees and bring your toes to center so they touch like you're sitting in cobbler's pose. So the toes or the balls of the feet come together. Just touch. Then re-extend the legs straight up. Extend the legs, lightly flex the feet, and again take them out to the side. Nice wide stretch until they get that nice stretch there. Hold. Bend the knees, bring toes together to center. And back up. Now move in a way that just feels good to you. You can just repeat that little movement or add any other kind of movement. I'm doing a little bicycle pedaling here. Just to get into my knee joints, my hip joints. What I like to do is I call it just kind of a upside down splits. I'll take one leg down to the floor in front. The leg in the air just continues to lift like it's going behind me. And then kind of doing like a little scissor switch. Three more breaths. When you're complete with those movements, bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Once they land, let's stay on the block, bring the knees and feet closer together. One more cobbler's pose. So just take the knees wide, opening up, and because we're sitting on the block, lifting farther away from the floor, you might have a more significant stretch in the inner legs. We won't be here too long because sometimes this might feel like an overstretch. So maybe 3 or 4 more breaths. Whenever you feel complete, bring the knees together, plant the feet into the ground, press down to lift the hips up, remove the block, come back down. We'll finish with a twist. You can bring both knees into chest. Spinal twist. We'll start by taking the knees over to the left side. Right arm extends out to the right. I'm going to personally take 5 breaths. You're welcome to take as many breaths or as little breaths as you'd like on your first side. After that series of breaths, you'll come back up to center and do the same amount of breath work on the other side. When you feel complete, certainly no rush to be complete, but when you are, just return to center and just make your way into Shavasana or any other nurturing pose, something that's restorative in nature, relaxing, releasing, disengaging. And as you're settling into your restorative pose, that quick awareness of, or even self-questioning, how do I feel? How do I feel now? And then let that thought go and settle into this meditative practice. Return to the awareness of your breath. And with this awareness, take 5 slow, deep breaths.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.